The story begins in a magical world, a land shared by 9 races: dragonutes, elves, onists, dwarves, demons, dark elves, centaurs, beastfolk, and humans. From the human race, a young adventurer named Light is born. Though humble, Light carries a simple wish: to give his family a better life. With this dream in his heart, he says goodbye to his hometown and sets out to seek money and power. His journey soon leads him to a bustling city, where he is shoved and jostled by the busy crowd. Yet, undeterred, he keeps moving, his eyes searching for the Adventurers Guild. When he finally steps into the guild hall, Light approaches the receptionist and politely introduces himself. She asks if he wishes to register as a fresh adventurer. He nods, and she explains that he will begin from the lowest rank, F rank. Then she asks the crucial question: does he have a special ability? Light, a little nervous, admits that his gift is Unlimited Gacha, the power to roll random cards and summon them. To demonstrate, he calls upon his gift, and before the receptionist's eyes appears a broken fork. She stares at him, speechless. Embarrassed, Light tries to laugh it off, pretending that silverware isn't the only thing he can summon. But when he rolls again, the results are no better. Rotten snacks, spoiled food, more useless junk. His luck betrays him at the worst possible moment. The receptionist sighs and confirms bluntly that he deserves the pathetic F rank. With his adventurer card in hand, Light asks her for quests. She directs him to the guild's job board, but as soon as she mentions it, he hesitates. She notices his expression and realizes with pity he cannot read. Softening, she kindly reads the postings aloud for him. Grateful, Light eagerly accepts the boring tasks. By the end of the day, after working hard, he finally earns enough to rent a room. But just when things seem to be looking up, a gang of beastfolk approaches. They shove him down, laughing as their leader snatches away his hard-earned money. Light pleads, "Please, have mercy." But the cruel wolfman only sneers, driving a hard uppercut into his stomach. He mocks him for begging for spare change before walking off with his gang, their laughter echoing in the street. The crowd looks away. Nobody helps until a kind elf steps forward. She kneels and helps him up. Light is stunned, shocked that such a beautiful elf would dirty herself for his sake. Around them, passers-by laugh and sneer, mocking the sight. But she only helps him to his feet. Soon, more adventurers gather around. They introduce themselves as members of the Concord of Tribes, a legendary party where each member represents one of the 9 races. Geru explains this, while the elf introduces herself as Sasha. She names the others: Drago, Diablo, Ubero, Nano, Sion, and Centaur. 8 of the 9 races are already represented. Only a human is missing. Geru extends his hand, inviting Light to join them so that their fellowship can be complete. Stunned that someone would truly need him, Light accepts with joy. Before long, he's exploring the Abyss, the world's most dangerous dungeon, alongside his new companions. When a massive worm beast lunges at him, Geru swiftly cleaves it apart. Another worm sneaks up from behind, but Sasha looses an arrow, pinning it down before it reaches him. "Be more careful," she scolds, tending to his wounds as she warns him. "This dungeon could kill you in an instant." The others laugh and tease her for doting on him so much, joking that she sounds like his mother. Blushing furiously, Sasha insists, "I'm just protecting a fellow party member." Her excuse convinces no one. Drago intervenes, clapping Light on the shoulder. "Don't let it bother you. You make excellent tea for the team." His words lift his spirits, and together the party ventures deeper into the abyss. Eventually, they reach a dead end. Light assumes they're stopping for a break, so he begins preparing tea. But Drago halts him. "We don't need tea. You're out of the party." Light blinks, confused, thinking it's a cruel joke. But Drago repeats it sharply. They're kicking him out. One by one, the others confirm it. Geru tells him flatly that they don't need him. Sasha sneers in disgust at his foolishness. Even Sion and Nano mock him for being so pathetic. The demons smirk with relief, glad to finally be rid of him. Light's voice trembles. Why? Why are you doing this after showing me so much kindness? Geru laughs coldly. We were faking. We only needed you because of your gift. They reveal their deception. They hoped his unlimited gacha would make him a powerful maestro. But to them, his power turned out to be worthless. You're a talentless human, a failure, nothing but dead weight. Sasha sighs in relief, muttering that she can now marry her true master without worrying about Light. Crushed, Light can hardly breathe. Drago orders Geru to finish him. At last, he realizes the danger. They don't just want to abandon him, they want to silence him forever, ensuring he can never come back for revenge. Geru slashes his cheek, and Light stares in horror at the blood dripping down his face. He runs, but Sasha looses an arrow, striking his leg. He collapses in pain. Geru beats him mercilessly until Sasha warns him to be careful. They must make it look like an accident. Geru raises his claws for the final strike. Crawling desperately, Light presses his hand on the ground and activates a hidden teleportation trap. End him before it triggers, Drago shouts. But before they can reach him, Light vanishes in a flash of magic. When he wakes, he finds himself elsewhere in the abyss. His body aches, wounds throbbing, blood soaking his clothes. The cold cave air bites into his skin, and he weeps, remembering the cruelty of his companion's betrayal. But then anger ignites within him. He vows revenge, swearing to cut them all down. A low growl interrupts his thoughts. Turning, Light sees a level 1 Orthus beast stalking him. His heart sinks. A monster this strong should not be here. He realizes the trap has thrown him to the deepest floor of the abyss. As the Orthus lunges, he panics, spamming his unlimited gacha. Again and again, desperately praying for a miracle. Suddenly, a vast magic circle flares beneath him. The gacha roars with energy, and from its light emerges a figure. An ancient fairy descends, her presence overwhelming. She slices the monster apart like paper, its remains scattering across the cavern floor. With a graceful flick, she clears away the mess and kneels before Light. Forgive me for healing you without permission, she says softly, placing glowing hands on his wounds. I could not bear to see you injured. Light, stunned, introduces himself. She repeats his name with delight, swearing her eternal loyalty. At his request, she reveals her name, May, the ever-seeking maid. She is a level 9999 super ultra rare card, the strongest summon from Unlimited Gacha. Light can hardly believe it. His gift, which had only ever produced garbage, has summoned this impossibly powerful being. But May only smiles, insisting he deserves her power. She begs to stay by his side. She then examines his gift with her appraisal skill. Her eyes glow, and she explains his gacha isn't weak at all. It only seemed useless because the surface lacked mana. Down here in the abyss, rich with overflowing magical energy, his gacha is supercharged, making rare pulls possible. She patiently explains the gacha's card ranks, from normal and error up to extra rank and super ultra rare. Light listens in awe, realizing the truth of his ability for the first time. But when he tells her of his betrayal, of the lies, the cruelty, the taunts, his composure breaks. Tears fall as he recalls their words, their laughter, their blows. May watches, silent but aching for him, and when he collapses to his knees, she gently holds him.
I cannot imagine the depth of your suffering, she whispers. but I will use all my power to bring you justice." Her voice trembles with fury as she swears she will line every one of his betrayers before him, helpless. Light shakes his head. Though her words stir him, he refuses. "I don't want revenge through borrowed strength. I want to punish them myself, with my own 2 hands." She gazes at him, seeing kindness even in his pain. But then she smiles. "If that is your wish, I will follow you. I believe in you completely." Light smiles back, his heart steadied by her faith. Together they begin. With May at his side, he summons again. Magic circles blaze, filling the cavern as more powerful tools and treasures emerge. Fueled by the abyss's endless mana, Light takes his first step toward building the empire that will carry him to vengeance.
3 years have passed since Light was betrayed and left for dead. During that time, he built an entire underground empire, a kingdom ruled by loyalty, power, and beauty. Within the abyss, he now reigns as the master of countless servants, all of them devoted to him with absolute admiration. Everywhere he walks, people bow their heads with deep respect. The streets are lined with citizens who adore him, and his maids, all of them beautiful and powerful, serve him with unwavering devotion. But his empire isn't just about admiration. It's filled with followers of unimaginable strength. Many of his servants are level 9,999, each with a specific role. A young cat girl named Aoki tirelessly explores the land surrounding the abyss, creating detailed maps of the region. Ellie, a talented and confident mage, works day and night to develop new spells in preparation for Light's grand plan. And then there's Nazuna, a strong and cheerful warrior skilled in close combat, though her innocence and simplicity often get the better of her. Despite her strength, Nazuna's easygoing nature makes her a frequent target of mischief from the other maids. One day they approach her sweetly, asking her to do them a favor, to patrol and inspect a restricted secret area. Trusting them completely, Nazuna agrees without hesitation. She walks down the silent halls of the castle until she reaches Light's private room. There she finds Mai, the head maid, calm and capable, who's busily cleaning. Surprised to see her, Mai asks why she's there. Nazuna innocently explains she was on patrol and thought she should check the room too, but then asks Mai what she's doing inside the master's chambers. Caught off guard, she blushes and quickly answers that she's only cleaning. Nazuna glances around and notices the unmade bed, the scattered pillows, and a faint trace of warmth in the room. To her, it looks suspicious, as if she had been rolling on the bed or hugging the master's pillow. Mai immediately denies it. With a straight face, she insists that this is simply her unique bed-making technique, one that only she, the head maid, is qualified to perform. It's the greatest cleaning method in existence, a secret of the profession. Nazuna's eyes sparkle in admiration. She's amazed and tells Mai that now she understands why she was the very first one the master summoned. Mai exhales in quiet relief, thinking how easy it is to fool her. Nazuna then remembers she brought a message from the other maids. She proudly takes out a note and reads it aloud. The letter politely complains that Mai monopolizes the master's belongings and asks her to let the others help clean his room too. It ends with a sarcastic, "We don't wish you harm, but we hope you get diarrhea." Mai's smile freezes. Nazuna, confused, wonders why they'd curse her at the end of such a polite message. Mai sighs and says it's just a small dispute between her and the others. To thank Nazuna for delivering the message, she hands her a few coins. Nazuna beams with joy, waves cheerfully, and runs off to buy snacks. She happily spends her earnings on candies and sweets, her absolute favorite, and later bumps into Aoki, who's just returned from her mapping mission. Nazuna teases her, asking why she's not outside exploring. Aoki, speaking in her usual cat-like way, simply replies, "Meh." Nazuna laughs and tries to talk to her by meowing back nonsense, but it only irritates Aoki.
The catgirl eventually switches to normal speech, saying she already finished her task and reported to Mai. Nazuna is shocked. She could have spoken normally all along. Aoki rolls her eyes and walks away, while Nazuna jokes that she's heading back on patrol. Later, Nazuna enters the Grand Throne Hall to inspect it as part of her self-appointed patrol. The huge chamber echoes her voice as she shouts playfully. But when she sits on the throne, she grows quiet. She misses Light deeply. She hasn't seen him all day, and her longing turns into melancholy. Trying to shake it off, she plays around the throne like a child, until she accidentally breaks a small golden piece from it. Horrified, she freezes for a moment, then hastily tries to stick it back before sprinting out of the room in a panic. Meanwhile, Light is training with a tall, muscular warrior named Jack. The two clash fiercely, the sound of metal echoing through the chamber. Jack compliments Light, impressed by how much he's improved. Even among the Abyss Dwellers, few can match his strength now. After their sparring, they bathe together. Jack tells Light that he's become far more formidable, but warns him not to underestimate the surface world. There may still be beings out there capable of challenging him. Light nods, his gaze steady. He knows the risks, but his determination for revenge hasn't faded. Back at the fortress, Mai gathers the 4 maids who wrote the letter and delivers their punishment. She reads aloud the message they made Nazuna recite, word for word. Terrified, the maids bow their heads and beg for forgiveness. Mai scolds them sharply, reminding them that they not only insulted her, but also dragged poor Nazuna into their childish schemes. Their excuse that they only wanted to help lighten her workload earns no sympathy. As punishment, Mai orders them to clean the entire hallway leading to the throne room, by hand, no magic. The maids protest in panic, saying it's too large, but Mai doesn't waver. She says she'll be going to the surface with Master Light and expects the work to be done by the time she returns. Elsewhere, Nazuna is wandering through the armory when she runs into Ellie. The two immediately start bickering. Ellie mocks her, calling her slow and childish, while Nazuna insists she's smart, though she admits she only knows the 1 times 1 part of the multiplication table. Ellie laughs and their playful argument escalates. Nazuna threatens to report Ellie to the master, but Ellie reminds her that she once had tea with Light and plans to have dinner with him next, maybe even stay up late together. The thought makes Nazuna boil with jealousy, though she doesn't fully understand why. Despite the teasing, Nazuna's gentle nature shines through. She admits that Ellie is an amazing mage, but not great in close combat, and offers to protect her if danger ever arises. Ellie's expression softens. She thanks her sincerely before heading off, leaving Nazuna smiling. Meanwhile, the punished maids complain endlessly. They rant about how unfair it is that Mai gets all the attention and monopolizes the master's room. Their envy twists into absurd fantasies. They dream about entering his room, sniffing his pillow, or even licking his fork. But their gossip goes too far. Mai appears behind them. Her voice is calm but terrifying. She repeats the rumors she just heard, word for word, and the maids turn pale. They beg for forgiveness again, one even promising to become her pet if she'll spare them. Mai explains that during the 3 months before Aoki appeared, Master Light spent every waking moment studying every combat technique in existence. There was no time for the kind of fantasies they imagined. She had actually returned to lessen their punishment, but after hearing all this, she changes her mind. Now they'll clean the entire throne room as well, by hand. The maids collapse in despair but can't argue. Hours later, they're still polishing the enormous golden floor, exhausted and miserable. One accidentally breaks the same piece of a throne that Nazuna damaged earlier, making things even worse. Meanwhile, Nazuna lies in bed, tired from her patrol. She gazes up at the ceiling and sighs softly. She hasn't seen her master all day, and she misses him more than she can admit. Closing her eyes, she whispers, "Good night, my lord," and drifts off to sleep. The next morning, Light appears before his companions. Nazuna, Ellie, and Aoki immediately light up at the sight of him, but their happiness quickly turns into playful rivalry as they compete for his attention. Light chuckles as they squabble, especially when Aoki curls up like a cat and he instinctively pats her head. The others pout in jealousy. Their playful moment is interrupted when a massive two-headed beast bursts into his path. The monster growls, but before it can move, the three girls unleash an overwhelming killing intent. Their power floods the air, so intense that the beast instantly collapses and begins whimpering like a frightened dog. Light calmly steps forward and tells them it's fine, there's no need to fight. The creature trembles as he pets it gently. Then he turns to his followers with a composed smile. Then, Light said he had spoken with Mai and she had told him that the preparations were complete. They had finally located the first target. After 3 long years, it was time to return to the surface. And all 3 girls are excited. His revenge is about to begin.